Hey everybody, welcome to my Raw review for 2012, the first Raw of the new year. And I have to say that it was a very intriguing Raw. I mean, I know some people may not really agree with how Raw was structured this week, but apparently Raw was structured, I guess, alright in the eyes of some. Now I know those at the Off the Rope show feel it was not structured correctly, and I'm pretty sure there's others that felt the same way. Now, we basically begin the show with John Cena, and John Cena is basically telling everybody that his one major resolution is to stay the same and let his convictions be true. So in other words, John Cena is basically saying, look, I'm not going to change no matter what people say. You know, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be myself and let you people say whatever you want to say. If you want to cheer me, that's fine. You want to boo me, that's fine. That's initially what John Cena is saying. Now Kane makes a vocal appearance, if you will, and tells John Cena that he's still going to embrace hate. That he's still going to accept it no matter what he wants to do, no matter what he says. And that he's going to see the true form of hate later that night. Now, we start off the night match-wise with a champion versus champion match, which is our world champion Daniel Bryan versus Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes. Now, I thought it was an okay match, even though I only recorded half of it because I got distracted when my mom was asking me what I was going to do today, you know, when I had to go out and take care of the bills and the rent and all that. So anyway, I thought overall it was an okay match. Daniel Bryan ends up winning the match. That's right, Daniel Bryan ends up winning the match. And with a roll-up, which kind of surprises Cody. Now some people kind of feel that, you know, even though it was a decent match and everything, some people feel that it should have advanced something. Well, I think in a way it advanced momentum. Momentum-wise, storyline-wise, it did give Daniel Bryan momentum for tonight, Friday, as well as it kind of pushed back Cody a little bit storyline-wise for tonight/Friday. So, yeah, and the reason I say that is because Daniel Bryan's got to defend the World Championship against the Big Show, while Cody Rhodes has got to defend the Intercontinental title against Booker T. The next match we got, of course, now we did have some backstage segments with The Miz. The Miz wondering, you know what's gonna go, wondering how they're gonna deal with R-Truth, and R-Truth. I admit, I have to say they're definitely making R-Truth very entertaining here. So, as a face, or sort of a psychotic face, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the next match we get is Barrett versus Santino Marella. Barrett, of course, continues his momentum, beats Santino. Now, I don't know if Barrett's going to be winning the Royal Rumble or not. I don't really know, but it's a possibility. He is one of the front runners, I guess you could say one of the front runners to become the winner of the Royal Rumble, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the next match we did get another backstage segment where between Ryder, Swagger, and Eve, and Laurinaitis comes in and basically tells Ryder and Swagger, look, you guys want to settle it? We'll do it in the match, in the main event tonight, in the final match of the night, if you will. It'll be Ryder, Cena, and Show against Swagger, Kane, and Mark Henry. 6-man elimination. So, okay. After that, we get what supposedly was supposed to be Sheamus and Miz one-on-one. Didn't really get off to an official start because Miz got in the ring and attacked Sheamus right off the bat. Sheamus retaliated, and Miz tried to get away, and R-Truth kind of trapped him a little bit, and basically this caused Miz to go back over the barricade, towards the ring, and get hit with a bro kick by Sheamus. Now, basically this allowed R-Truth then to hit Miz with another water bottle to end that deal, that segment for this week. Now, here's the thing about the whole. Now, here's the one thing I want to address. Some people don't like the idea that we're getting the same kind of matches or similar matches that we had on SmackDown on Raw, or we had on Raw on SmackDown. Let me kind of explain this. I know it doesn't really make sense, but you got to put yourself in WWE's shoes. Sometimes they make good sense, sometimes they don't. And initially in their minds, what makes sense is to give the SmackDown crowd, or SmackDown or Raw crowd, depending on which show it is, the match that was on SmackDown. So let's say they were in Memphis this week, right? They were in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's say you're in Memphis and you're watching this past Friday and you're watching SmackDown on television on Sci-Fi. You're watching it and you're wondering if you're ever going to see that match, right? Or if a match looks good to you, you want to see it. Well, I know WWE doesn't know what you think, doesn't know what you're thinking, but initially they probably realize, hey, they probably realize, hey, this match is put together so well and was done so well, let's give it to the Raw crowd on Monday. There you go. But sometimes it's not the exact same result, exact same match. It's a different kind of result and it's a different outcome. But anyway, after that, we finally do get the WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler. Now, I know some people don't want to buy Dolph Ziggler as a legitimate contender for this championship. Now, I mean, I can understand that fully. I can understand it. Now, here's the thing, though. I know, again, like I said, I know some people don't want to embrace the fact that Dolph could potentially end up with this before we know it. But will he? Well, tonight they had a decent match. It had, according to some people, had a few botches here and there. But what do you expect? Dolph Ziggler's never been in a match of this caliber in his career yet. So apparently, whether it's scripted or not, for Dolph, he obviously had to have butterflies. So, anyway, the match was decent. Dolph wins by count out, thanks to John Laurinaitis. And you know, folks, is it me, or is WWE just going to get it done and over with, put Laurinaitis in the ring with Punk and get it done with? I mean, I like Punk. I like the fact that he's the champion. I like his renegade attitude, getting able to say whatever he wants to say no matter what. You know, and Laurinaitis, he's okay. But he's no Mr. McMahon. He's no Vince McMahon, if that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to answer, make Laurinaitis this generation's answer to Mr. McMahon. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. But I will say this. I hope to God they finally get this thing between Laurinaitis and Punk done with. Either they name a permanent general manager, which is a face, and he says, guess what, Laurinaitis? You're going to face Punk tonight all by yourself. And if you lose, you're no longer on Raw. I really hope they do something. Because I am getting sick into death of this situation with Laurinaitis and Punk. I mean, they have a potential feud in the making right now. Not with Dolph, but with somebody else. And I'll talk about that somebody in a little bit. But come on, you need to get this over with and done with. Okay? Just end it. That's all I'm saying, please. Anyway, we find out that after this is all said and done, that Laurinaitis has made a rematch between Dolph and CM Punk, and Laurinaitis is going to be the referee. Now, Punk initially says, you know what? He points to David and says, David's going to come in real handy for you after the Rumble, because if you screw me, you're going to need a lawyer to try to keep me in jail, because I'm going to be in there for animal cruelty for beating you down like a bitch. And do I think come the Rumble we're going to have a new WWE champion in Dolph? Maybe. Or do I see the fact that we may end up having Laurinaitis count the 1, 2, 3 whether he wants to or not? We'll see what happens. But It's up in the air right now. I mean, WWE essentially, wants to keep Punk champion, but they want to initially get the ratings back up. I don't know. Next up, we have a Divas Tag Match between Kelly and Eve against the Bellas. Now, it was okay. I know some people made crap on it, but I think the Divas are doing the best they can, so it was okay. Bellas win with Twin Magic. And is it me, or is WWE possibly planting the ideas in our minds that they might be trying to hint at the fact that they're going to create another championship within the Divas division? Are they doing that? Because we've been seeing a lot of Diva tag team matches lately. Could that be happening? Can anybody say Diva tag titles? Okay, and up next we have the main event, which is the 6-man elimination match, or supposedly 6-man elimination match. Instead, Kane says, "No, I'm not going to." Kane says, "No, I'm not going to participate." Well, it's not Kane that says that; it's Otunga that comes out and informs them what's going on. So initially, it's a 3-on-2 handicap elimination match. Show and Henry eliminate each other. That leaves basically Swagger and Cena. Now, when Show gets eliminated, Cena's like, "Show, what are you doing? You just got yourself eliminated." And Show's like, "Hey, look, I don't care, he just walks out. Now, I don't know if that's the seeds for his heel turn tonight's Friday, if you will, or what. I don't know. But anyway, Ryder and Cena prevail over Swagger. Swagger did keep his own a little bit in the match, but not much. But initially, Cena and Ryder end up getting the win, and then Kane's music and fire comes on, and this gets Cena to leave the ring, but leaves Ryder kind of like, as a sacrificial lamb. And basically Kane comes up from the ring, comes up from under the ring, attacks Ryder, then attacks Cena, and then tries to drag Ryder down to under the ring. But Cena comes and gets Ryder out of there, and then what do we see at the end? A big old burst of fire coming out from under the ring. Now, some people, I like some people's review this. They say Kane comes from hell, or whatever. But very interesting, very intriguing. But and the 6-man was all right, or the 5-man, I should say, was all right. Overall, I'll give the first Raw of the new year maybe a 6 out of 10. I know it's surprising, because it did have some quirks and everything, some things that could have been done better. Brodus Clay, of course, didn't debut. Apparently, we found out that Brodus Clay's delay is an angle. So apparently, Brodus Clay is either going to come in as a monster face or a monster heel. And either way, he's probably going to get his hands on Laurinaitis first, along with Punk. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. It was a 6 out of 10 show. I will say that. I know some people might say it's given a little gratitude there, a little praise, but I thought it was okay. Initially, this whole thing with Cena and Kane, the Off the Rope show made the comparison to Star Wars with Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Initially, what this is, the Cena-Kane deal, is WWE's answer to try to keep the PG thing going for the family and for the kids, like good versus evil. And then, like with Punk in the first hour, it's initially saying, "Here's your TV-14." So, overall, decent show, 6 out of 10. That's all I'm going to say. Comment down below, and talk to you later.